Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talking Movies with D, and that's me. Here on the show, we review movies. Hopefully, that way, when you get to the box office and try to decide on what movie to see, this helps you on picking what movie you want to see and what movie not to see. So, as always, we're going to review another movie, and that movie is called The Brothers Grimsby. It's, I believe, the fifth film by Sacha Baron Cohen, or the main film that he's actually the lead in. Uh, Basically, it follows two brothers who are separated as young boys because of foster care. One becomes a secret agent, the other actually settles down in their small town and searches for his little brother his whole life. And that's really what he dedicated his life to, is building his family and find his brother one day. They finally reconnect while the younger brother is on a secret mission, and the older one kind of screws it up. Uh, so, uh, let me start off by saying Sacha Baron Cohen movies. I mean, he's done, like I said, I think he's done, this is his fifth. So you have Borat, which I really liked, Bruno, which I hated, Dictator, which I really liked, and there's another one. Or maybe it's four. Maybe this is just the fourth one. Okay, whatever. Anywho, so out of his four, or out of the first three, I hated one, which actually is one of the few movies I've ever walked out of in the theater, which is Bruno. And then the other two I liked a lot. Granted, so with that being said, it means I do care for his humor. I understand. I mean, comedies are really hard because, especially when it comes to looking at Rotten Tomatoes, like I think this one has like a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes last time I checked. But usually movies that are comedies, if they're, it depends on who's watching it. So I don't really listen to Rotten Tomatoes when it comes to comedies because some of the movies that have the worst ratings I actually love because it's as long as it makes you laugh, as long as the comedy makes you laugh, it's good. Like it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to have a strong plot, great acting. As long as you laugh throughout the movie, it's did its job, you know. So with that being said, let's get on the fourth Sacha Baron Cohen movie. As always, I'll start with my negatives. And as I said, this was a comedy. The biggest negative I have of this movie is the humor is pulled from the dead bottom of the barrel. It's the worst jokes you can make, and they're making them. If you want to be like, oh, they're gonna do this stupid poop joke or dumb joke about this, and it's not really funny, or for shock factor, they do it. They do every single one that you could think of. It's like, oh, what could you do in this situation? This is the dumbest thing you could do. Let's do it, and that's really how the movie goes. It's not. I mean, they had a few clever. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get ahead of myself because I don't have a lot of positives. Let's keep on the negatives. So this is sort of a spoiler, but it actually is one of the. It happens early in the movie, and with the movie, if the movie was funny, I might have been able to let it go. But it's such a huge issue that I was like, how did you guys not see this? And they do it twice. So this is a spoiler, but I have to say it. Uh, what's his name? Shoot, I can't think of his name now. Mark Strong. His character's a secret agent, and they put this thing in his eye that's is a camera, so everybody at the agency can see what's going on. And they show you this in this first mission, and then they keep going on with the movie. Well, on the second mission, same thing. Puts the camera in his eye so they can see what's going on, and events happen, and they blame him for it. They say he's trying to assassinate so and so. But you guys got a camera in his eye, so you saw what he saw. So you saw that he didn't try to assassinate somebody, and that frustrated the hell out of me. Honestly, it was like you guys had a camera in his eye, so you saw everything that he saw, so you know that he didn't try to assassinate this person. So why are you guys trying to kill him? Because that's really what the movie's about. Is these two brothers getting together after one looking for the other one for a long time, and now I mean, it's a typical story. Secret agent, the agency is convinced that he's trying to kill, like he did something wrong, and he's either he's worried about getting caught, but he also wants to solve the mystery so he can fix his name. And I mean that's a typical story, which been done well recently on TV shows that I've seen, like what's it, Quantico, or it's been done terribly, which is this movie. So that's the spoiler I have. There's a couple scenes in the movie of action that's done first person shooter, and and seeing it, my first thought went to Hardcore Henry's movie that's going to be all first person shooter from the first person's perspective in the movie. And watching this, I hated it. I hated it so much. Some people might like it, but I hated it so much. And I mean, and I like video games. Like I don't play as much as I used to, but I definitely like video games. And I like first person shooters. I like Call of Duty and stuff like that. So I mean, you get that feel that it's a bit like it's a video game, but I'm in my mind, I'm like watching a movie. I don't want to be looking at him about to throw a grenade and throw it. And it just to me, it looks cheap and tacky. And really, that made me think. Like, granted, I'm going to see Hawk and Henry. I see most movies I can, but of like, if I have to watch an hour and a half of that, I'm gonna have a headache. I'm gonna be annoyed. I'm gonna do my best to try to just enjoy that experience, but man, it's gonna be hard. And that was a hard part of the movie is dealing with that. I wish they. I mean, the movie. I would have liked the movie probably more and gave it a higher score if it just did regular action scenes because a lot of the action in it was pretty good, except for when they did that. I felt like it was a cheap a way of cutting costs and I hated it. Um, as I said, as a comedy, this movie barely gave me any laughs. It was, oh my goodness, it was painful. I almost walked out of this movie, and it's rare that I walk out of movies. I promise you. Really, I'm only thinking of one movie I walked out of, which was Sacha Baron Cohen's Bruno, and that was because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I thought I did because I like Sacha Baron Cohen. I mean, before that was Borat. I love Borat, but whatever. I think one of the parts that is really frustrating, besides the comedy and the action, is the wasted talent. They have. Dang it! I just thought about one of the heads of the secret agency they have. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's a good actor. They have, I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen, I do like when he's more likely than when he's on a supporting role, not as a main guy or not his story, because he's a good actor. He has range. He can do things, but it's so hit or miss. I walked in knowing it was going to be hit or miss. I like so far out of his four movies, I like two, and they're not great. They're just funny, like they're supposed to be. But then you got Mark Strong, who he is so surprising with a lot of stuff they do in this film, and like he said, okay, like as a person that acts, if I'm reading this script, I'm looking at it, I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing. Like they went, like they really. I can give it to them. They really went for what they tried to do. It just didn't work on a colossal. It was just a colossal fail. It was a colossal fail, and I feel bad for the people in this film that did it. Sacha Baron Cohen, this is what he does, so I'm not tripping on that. But Mark Strong, Isla Fisher from Wedding Crashers, I like her. Then you got David Harewood. David Harewood. This guy's he plays the Green Martian on Supergirl. Guy's good. He can act. He's in the movie for like 2 seconds, and if you don't know who he is, luckily I'm good with faces. You'd have never saw him. I had to look it up to make sure he was actually in the movie. And then you got Penelope Cruz in it, and whatever. This is like her second comedy of the year, and they both sucked. And this is the worst one. But and then you got this guy Scott Adkins. And if you saw the trailer, they call him the Ukrainian Ben Affleck or something like that. And the guy is like a legit martial artist, and that's some of the good action and is what he does. But he was wasted because like, yeah, he came in and did that, but that's all he did. And I wish he did it in a better movie, you know. So a lot of talent wasted. Same as Rebel Wilson, she's in it, but whatever. She doesn't even get to be funny in the movie. Like she's in it for a little bit, you know. She doesn't even get to do her normal shtick. It was a couple lines here or there, and it was like, man, whatever. So like they didn't even know how to use her. But let me get to my positives. So for the positives, as I said, I did chuckle 2, maybe 3 times in the movie, and not laugh loud chuckle. It was more like, huh, that was cute, or that was funny. It wasn't nothing like. I love comedy. It's my favorite movie. It's my favorite genre. I love to laugh. I like to laugh, and when I laugh, I usually cry laughing. That's what I want to do. I couldn't get one of those in this movie. How do you make a comedy and I can't laugh hard once, even if it's something stupid? And I do laugh at stupid comedy, like Anchorman 1, 2, whatever. I enjoy that. You know, I like that kind of comedy. Talladega Nights with Sacha Baron Cohen. I get that comedy, but I laughed twice in this movie, really. This is kind of a spoiler as well. The only reason this review I'm having more spoilers is nobody's gonna see this movie. Nobody should. The trailers were bad, and when I went to go see it, it was me and one other guy. Weirdly, he laughed a couple times, and I'm thinking this is terrible. What are you laughing at? But I guess might be, you know, never mind. I'm not gonna make the joke I'm gonna make. But yeah, I'm not gonna make the joke. But one of the jokes that I thought was clever, and it wasn't funny, but it satisfied me because of where I stand on this. Uh, Donald Trump's in the movie, and they give him AIDS. They basically they give eventually in the movie they give Donald Trump AIDS. So I thought that was kind of clever, just because I don't like Donald Trump. So it gave me some satisfaction. I mean, it sounds kind of bad, but it's a comedy, it's fun, so whatever. It's something I can pull out of the movie and say, at least they did that. And probably the best part of the movie is, like I said earlier, the fighting choreography. The action was pretty cool, but the fight choreography was really dope. That David here, what's his name? Oh no, Scott Adkins did. He did a lot of the fight choreography and the stuff he does that he does in other actual good films. So that's all I got for that. So let's get to the score, because I spent more time on this movie than I would have wanted to. But when you really dislike something, it's hard not to ramble on it, because it's a terrible movie. Really bad movie. Don't see it. So let me get to my score. Out of 10, I give this movie a 2. Honestly, it's probably the lowest score I've given since I started the YouTube channel, a 2. And it's probably gonna go on my. This year I plan on doing 2016 best and worst, and this is definitely gonna go on my worst list. I can't guarantee it, but dang it, this movie sucks. So I gotta make sure I put it on my worst list for now, and it'll probably make the cut. I'm pretty sure it will, which is weird because we're out of January and March, where those are usually the worst movies. But this is actually, it should have been mid-January. This should have been a mid-January film, because it sucks on every level possible. Anybody who likes it, good for you. I mean, all film's subjective. It's a comedy, so comedy's even harder to deal with. But I hated this movie, and I laugh at most comedies. So yeah, it sucked. So don't go see this movie. That basis of this review, don't go see it. Save your money. You thought the trailer sucked? Because it does. You will feel dumber for seeing it, and you'll either walk out, or you'll feel like I did. Like, dang it, I want to walk out, but I just was like, no, I'm gonna sit here. I chose to see this. I'm just gonna suffer through it. I suffered through it. I mean, granted, the payoff was I saw Donald Trump get AIDS, but I guess that was one good thing. That was positive. But anywho, as always, you guys can follow me on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at dwood2324. Make sure you guys comment on the video. Let me know if you sadly saw this movie and had to go through the pain, or let me if you could tell me, hey Derek, you're tripping, man. That movie was funny. Sacha Baron Cohen, man, he's good. He's funny. That guy's good. But or if you like the first-person shooter aspect of it, that what Hardcore Henry's doing for the whole movie. Anywho, I know a lot of people. It's hard to click that thumbs up button on YouTube if you don't have a YouTube page or a username. So if you guys can't give a thumbs up, make sure to share the video. Give me views. Get more people to see it. You enjoyed it? Get people to see it. Share it. Put it out there. Do me that favor. And that's all I got for you guys. So deuces, and I'm out.